Hey, this is Mr. Roche. We're here with new media, and we're using Illustrator to make some awesome designs. Okay, and what we're trying to do is review what we learned in class to so we can be able to do it for homework. So what you need to do is get on to Illustrator. Okay, so open up Illustrator, um, and if you close the files, I mean, I got fancy pants here right now. But we'll close all these files. It'll look like this sort of open-ended thing, right? You can see that there's just the stuff we did here. I put that away. There's nothing on it, okay? And what you need to do to make a new one is to go to File, New, and these are called Artboards. And this is like Design 3, okay? And make it turn this into inches so you understand what what your units are. It's easiest. I mean, if you become a great pica expert, then go for it. Or if you prefer centimeters and things like that, that's fine. You can do things in pixels as well. But this seems easiest. Avoid all other things. Right now, if we're printing, we would change it to CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. But right now we can do RGB since this is just going on um, on Canvas, which is a web thing. So RGBs are our thing. Okay, that's all. This all seems really good. 300 DPI is actually big for like a web thing. You could change this to 150 right now, but when we actually do like laser cutting or something like that, you'd want this to be high. But there we go. Okay, so there you go. And then what we did was we looked at the shape tool. There are different shape tools, okay? Like we looked at the star, and if you use the arrow key, you can add, this is the up arrow key, and this is the down arrow key. You can add points to your star, okay? You can also move it around with the black arrow key, okay? You can stretch the size of it. You can do stuff like that with it, okay? If you pick one side of it, you can stretch it this way too. And that's a basic shape thing. If you select it with the with the black arrow tool, okay, you can also fill it with colors, okay. Something like that seems nice. And then what we did too is we also added a stroke. You can pick a stroke color too the same way. So you don't have to use like black all the time. It can be like, there's can be a blue with it. And then to add more weight to the stroke line, which also makes the thing smaller, you can do this. Okay, so we did that with the shapes, and that's good. But you don't have to use just a star. This is a polygon, which I can also do to. I can also make additional. It starts becoming like kind of like a circle. But if you hold the arrow key, it does the same thing it did for the other other star. So that's good. If we pick it with the black arrow tool, we can double click here and change colors for it. Maybe like a nice color like that. And then we can change the stroke color. Put it in like that. Okay, so you can see like there's sort of different things we can do. Another thing we did was we changed the width profile here, and made it sort of be different, which you can do with any one of these. So I can get it like kind of cooler looking, like that's kind of a cool looking result. Um, and then we also did this where we played around with like the line weight, or the I guess called brush definition here. And we opened up brush. Let me see. We picked this is like Hannah was really into novelty borders, and we picked them, and you can do stuff like this to the stroke, which is good. Kind of like the arrows. That's kind of neat. Let's see what that looks like. That's okay. Nuclear thing seems okay. Let me see. That's sort of cool, like that chain link fence. But there's lots of different things you can do. That's sort of okay. That's sort of nice. Let's see. Train tracks I like. Paw prints. All sorts of things you can use here. Okay. go back to let me see, I guess the arrows are good. Yeah, go back to chain link fence. So that seems great, and that's what you do with that. Okay. So to save a file, you got to go here and do save as. Okay. It'll be in it'll be in AI format, which is Illustrator format. It's like a Photoshop format, sort of like a Illustrator version of PSD. So you just save it. I'm gonna stick it in new media myself, and I got a folder for Illustrator stuff, and I'm gonna call this Design 3. There you go, and that's great. Okay, and it's doing that. Okay, and then what we were doing was we were gonna kind of work on these, make them cooler, and and try to get something cool to come out of it. So, like, I guess one thing I was thinking was like, what if I want to make like a cup of coffee or something like that? See if I could quickly somehow do this. So I need like a coffee color, which looks good. Here, okay, and then I need like a kind of a cup background. That might be hard to do. But actually, what we're going to do is we're going to get into like the kind of the pen tool, and I'm going to show you really quickly. Like this is like sort of for next time, but I can easily make a quick coffee cup. Okay, a little bit off here, but I can fix that. And just so you can see, like these things are actually bendable. There are certain points that you can make that are straight, some are bendable. And what I want to do is get a hold of it. I'm going to send this to the back. I'm going to make it white too. So I'm going to do what we decided to do before. Go like that. I'm going to go like this, arrange it, and send it to the back. Okay, so then you get your coffee part. Okay. That looks pretty good. And you could add other things, like I'd probably want to put like a shadow in and things like that, but that's pretty cool. And let's see here. I am going to take this right now because I don't think it has like a stroke. Oh, it actually does. That's good. Okay, I'm going to vary the line width because you do want to do that to show like shadowing and stuff like that. Maybe something like that. You see what it looks like, black and like 2 strokes. That's sort of cool. Okay, and then all I would need to do is make a sort of a handle. Which I can do with like our happy pen tool. Basically, you just kind of click, and if you want them to be rounded, you kind of drag them. Mine's like goopy right now, but that's sort of it right now. So let me see, and I can work on this. Whoopee. But all I'm looking for from you guys is to like something out of these shapes right now, and we can get more into this as we go. And we'll learn how to do this. I think this is going to be a good project to do. Let's see, send to back. So you get to sort of the idea. So anyway, that's kind of what we were working on. If we also want to make text, okay, we want to go like this. Click, basically write a word. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then you highlight it. Go in here and kind of make it really big. Okay, and then what we're going to do is pick a font for it. And there are lots and lots of different fonts here. That one's actually sort of cool. I have actually taken the time to put new kind of fonts. And I think what I'll do is, because this is a nice font, I'll try to get stuff like this. Let me look into how to get this on your desktop, because this is sort of making the difference, I feel a little bit. But if you don't have those, let's try to use the ones that you guys have. Um, but like something like that. I actually like the American typewriter. I'll kind of go with that. But if you want something like that, that looks good. And then what you want to do then is you've done it, but this is a text object. It's not in vectors quite yet. So what you have to do is you have to click on this with the black arrow key. I'm going to go to type. You go create outlines, okay, and that makes it into something that you can stroke, and you can do different things too. So I'm going to pick this for the stroke border, kind of add that. That looks kind of good. And that's kind of where we are with this, okay? So we just want something cool. And to this, I would add a lot more work. This is not the be-all, end-all. Here, I'm going to sort of copy these guys. See if I can get more, bang for my buck out of this. So I'm going to edit, copy, Control V, Control V. Let's send this to the back. Okay, and eventually if I keep working on it, it's going to look super cool. Okay, but that's sort of where we are. You want to save this. I want something good that's sort of representative of what we're working on. Okay, you want to also, I'm going to save it as coffee right now. Okay, and just kind of make something of anything you want. That's the thing. So we're going to try to get as as cool and as realistic as we can, basically with what we have so far, and take it from there. So if you want to print stuff, you're going to export it. Okay, and actually, I think you can do this and just pick like a JPEG or something like that, and that will work for you. Okay. I think mine also wants sort of a pretty good quality because we're just going to put it on whatchamacallit. We're going to put it on canvas. I think mine also has a thing called Save for Web, which I can use. And you have this too. I think it's under Export in yours. And you want to save a copy of it someplace. Okay. And then put it on canvas so we can take a look. Okay, so this is our cool Illustrator stuff so far, and we'll take it from there. Okay, I already have a copy, so I have copy 2, and that's great. And I would add more impactful drawing stuff to this. Okay, but that's good, and we're looking good. So so great. So talk to you later, and thanks a lot. This is Mr. Roche signing out from Illustrator.